Welcome, everyone, for the third of our Halloween movies of this year. So, we've so far had two relatively good ones, so let's see if we can continue the trend with Victor Frankenstein. Now, this is a movie that was unfortunately a box office bomb. On a budget of $40 million, it made $34.2 million. However, part of me does wonder if that may have been with the fact that for a movie that might be better set for Halloween time, someone decided to release it a day after my birthday, in November 11th for Los Angeles, and then closer to Christmas for November 25th for the actual rest of the United States. So
It came out here in the United Kingdom in like early December.
I guess that Harry Potter money wasn't enough to save it. And yes, I said Harry Potter money, because this movie does in fact star our very own good and fresh off of the Lady in Black, Daniel Radcliffe. Boy, Dwibs. Daniel Radcliffe was really doing some weird stuff after he was done with Harry Potter. There was this,
Yeah,
there was Now You See Me Too.
No, it wasn't that. Shame because Gaza Kibo is very great.
But no, believe it or not, despite Daniel Radcliffe more or less getting the most marketing billing on this, he is not actually playing the titular character. That's actually Professor Xavier himself, James McAvoy. You know, I gotta love these projects where even though one character is clearly playing the main character, the media knows, yeah, this is the actor everyone's gonna come and see, so of course they
Like the
give
Lone
him top
Ranger.
building.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, the Lone Ranger.
And as for the people behind this movie, it was directed by Gweekan, who is mainly famous for directing a lot of TV things around here in the UK, such as Sherlock, Scandal, Monroe, and Smash. Although he's also made a few theatrical films, such as Lucky Number 11, films, and more recently, Film Stars Don't Die in Liverpool.
Please tell me that Lucky Number 11 was just you misspeaking and not actually the name of it.
No, that's the name of it.
Oh my god.
Now, as for the writer of the movie, Max Landis, the son of John and Deborah, his first film was Chronicle back in 2012. And in 2015, this was the year in which 4 of his movies that he wrote were released to cinemas: Me, Him, Her, American Ultra, Mr. Right, and this film. He also wrote Bright. And yes, we all know about the controversy and allegations surrounding Mr. Landis. Apparently, he was accused in 2017 of emotional and sexual abuse from many women. And that's all we'll say about that.
Now, going back to the film itself, this movie was apparently supposed to do for Frankenstein what Guy Ritchie did for Sherlock Holmes, you know. Apparently this might have been them trying to also franchise Frankenstein. Not to be confused as part of the Dark Universe, mind you.
Yeah.
Needless to say, though, it didn't work. Granted, now that Disney owns this, who knows? Maybe they'll have
this
another
is
go
yet
at it.
another Fox property that Disney inherited and currently probably doesn't know what to do because it's not on Disney Plus yet.
No!
Even though Halloween again is around the corner, it will be a good time. I know that from what I heard, the Werewolf by Night MCU special is great, so probably this year they have already something to satiate that appetite, but you know, the timing is right for that.
Oh god, can you imagine if they're gonna try and follow in the same footsteps as Fox when they originally released this, and not release it in October, but release it in November? Speaking of which, the competition. When this movie came to theaters, it was going up against The Good Dinosaur, Brooklyn, Spotlight, and Trumbo. Oh, and this little picture that you may have heard of called, Creed.
You had to imagine you were interested in following this film, Creed, and The Good Dinosaur, and imagine which one of the 3 would be the biggest box office success. A lot of people would have thought, but yeah.
Anyway, let's not beat around the bush too much here.
Yeah,
So-
let's get started.
So what you want to do is start at the 20th Century Fox logo. So yeah, get to that logo and start when I say click. In 3, 2, 1, click. Now, part of why I do wonder if this might be a good movie, from what I've seen, this is one of those movies that has been picking up a bit of a cult following here and there. Some people do wonder if maybe part of why its criticism was the way it was is that it was the wrong time, per se, or whatnot. So we're here to judge on that angle, to see if maybe it's gotten better with age. Or if it was just always bad.
D.
Do I now?
Why are we watching it then?
Hey, I remember this scene from Van Helsing.
What a great start.
So yes, our narrator for this story will indeed be Daniel Radcliffe.
Sounds really similar. I'm going to tell you a story you may know, but here's some bits you don't know.
You know, I always love
Hey.
stories that go, oh, this is a story you may have heard of, but then they proceed to go incredibly different from the norm with it.
So there was... And Pan did that the month before.
Yes. So Daniel Radcliffe here plays a freak. What kind of freak? A hunchback.
He wants to live out there.
I don't think he really has a choice of where he lives, given how in ye old England... Well, okay, you know what? To be fair, apparently from what I've heard, some of these people who had jobs as freaks were treated well. He apparently ain't one of them. I mean, the fact that you could get a job as a freak is kind of messed up still, but, you know, semantics.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, the girl he is in love with, but I guess can't be with. Okay, that was a weird transition.
Oh, yeah. So when I wasn't a hunchback, I was a doctor.
By the end of this movie, I'll have figured out if I should have watched The Greatest Showman instead.
All down to a science.
Okay, then Pedro, did you actually put up another Pinocchio adaptation? I'm kind of tired of that.
This joke is old.
Okay, let me explain, everybody. Me, Teo, and Deji have been watching a lot of Pinocchio adaptations lately because we're trying to go for all of them because why the fuck not?
Because this
And
year,
because 4 released this year.
yeah, the year we're commenting these 4 Pinocchio adaptations, so we're like, fuck this, we're doing a Pinocchio
Teo, I told you before, 2022 is the year of Pinocchio. Teo.
And it bombed the same
Whoa.
way Year of Luigi
This
did.
guy is James McAvoy is X-ray vision.
Apparently, I guess the gimmick of this movie is that we see the anatomy of stuff because, you know, Frankenstein and body parts, yo.
Yeah.
I don't know, Shiroi, the whole let's appeal to the mean people thing that the true story went for apparently worked, considering people love memeing that movie. So
So who did the music for this?
Let me see. Strong. He's a
Okay.
Scottish composer who's
Yeah,
who
Craig.
did, wow, he did the 2008 Incredible Hulk film.
Really?
Shit.
Craig Armstrong?
Oh,
Oh.
faulty equipment. If only there was a doctor in the audience. So it's not the first time. Ooh.
Wow. So nice of the movie to label that for
discombobulate?
us.
No? Okay.
Oh my god, it's like I said, this movie really was trying to kind of do for Sherlock Holmes what Warner Brothers and Guy Ritchie did for it.
I wish I was playing. Oh, yes, the pocket watch of Edward Elric, I guess. MASH.
I get the feeling it may not be as easy as that, to you.
Juba, just a hunch, but let me tell you the short version. No.
Just a hunch.
I'm just gonna punch this patient real quick, like.
Like, if anything,
Wow,
punching
Max Landis
is
not knowing anything about medical stuff.
punching is a basic an assurance that you actually are gonna break a bone.
Yeah.
Like, already, stuff like the what Hollywood passes for CPR is already an actual risk for people to break, actually, different bones of a body. Ribs. There you go.
I mean, I guess you can make an argument that you can't always have a medical specialist on every movie set to
No.
make sure that.
Okay. Yeah, that is true, Pedro. But Hollywood has a stigma of misportraying CPR in general, not in this movie, obviously. What? We have a title, I guess.
Victor Frankenstein joins the fight.
Yeah, it's like the first Suicide Squad movie. Like, wow.
Never mind, he
What
is
a
absolutely
great
treated
place,
like crap.
Daniel Mays?
And then I told him that she's probably gonna die. Hilarious.
So nobody here has seen this movie before, right?
Nope.
No.
I,
Okay,
I
never-
might have heard by name, but I only,
Okay.
probably got to know
Never
him
mind.
when I actually, mentioned it the other day.
Never mind then. I had
I
a
believe I've
question.
heard the name before as well.
I have definitely
That's
heard of
about
this
it.
movie, but I've
Sure,
never
sure.
seen it before.
I had a question, but none of you can answer that. So
Actually, that begs the question, drove up. Like, if you've never seen before and just knew it, what compelled you to actually pick it?
It's a movie
Just
I've
curious.
always been meaning to get around to see, but never had before, so here we go.
Sure.
Anyway, yeah,
Voices
Dwibs.
for picking, right?
So, Dwibs, are you familiar
Sorry?
with Daniel Mays?
Doing stuff like Ashes to Ashes on TV here in the UK.
Oh,
Film.
dang.
They're really trying to copy the Sherlock Holmes Robert Downey Jr. movies.
As for this film's reception, on Rotten Tomatoes, it was 27% and 143 reviews.
Damn.
With the consensus being a reimagining without the imagining. Victor Frankenstein plays at providing a fresh perspective on an oft-told tale, but ultimately offers little of interest that viewers haven't already seen in superior Frankenstein films.
Jesus, we're even armed with a shotgun.
Really don't want those freaks to escape, I guess.
Of course, the hollow. Are we really doing this? The hollow mirrors shooting, trick. Oh my god, we're really doing this. The Simpsons parodied this kind of cliche. Fuck off, movie.
Don't you see? It's to show how smart Mr. Frankenstein is. You know what a Frankenstein movie needs? A weird chase through a horse scene.
Yeah, like, I was about to say, like, what does this have to do with the origin story of Victor von Frankenstein?
Well, apparently this hunchback will go on to be Igor, based off of what I'm seeing from the cast listing, so, yeah.
So something
No
for later in
way.
the movie.
I'm wondering if they're going to try to position Victor as a sympathetic figure, unlike how he is in the book.
Most
tend to do it,
versions
yeah.
do, so probably. And given how, he literally did help save that guy from the circus, that's a good start for him, I guess.
Also, is that supposed to be Daniel Radcliffe?
Yes, that's Daniel Radcliffe.
Damn,
Yeah.
I did not recognize him with that makeup.
Yeah, they actually did a pretty good job there.
It's okay.
James McAvoy does even have similar mannerisms to Robert Downey Jr. and Sherlock Holmes.
Also, I don't know, Joe, but like in the original Boris Karloff movie, the scientist really comes off as a real asshole to me.
Well, again, most versions, not
It's
all.
also the universal interpretation that tries to pose the Dr. Frankenstein as the asshole. Even the Van Helsing movie with Hugh Jackman kinda went there. We're gonna explode something. It looks like a bomb jacket. Okay.
Oh!
Ow. Oh, it's yeah, an obsessor. It's kind of disgusting, yes. Oh,
Why are you
really?
drinking it?
What the ever? Okay.
Okay, basically
Okay,
he...
now I'm the one who made
Pressure-
the mistake of
it's-
eating
it's
food.
It's a trick similar to how to steal away, gas from a car because pressure and everything. But jeez.
Basically, he
Why
had
didn't
to...
you do that in the first place?
Basically...
Also, I can tell you this: the content of an excess is not that liquid.
Anyway,
Okay, that was funny. Go
Yeah.
on, Nova.
basically he sucked it to get the suction going again, like you do with a
Ow.
gassing. He's helping straighten his back out.
All right, now I can tell it's Daniel. Actually.
Yeah.
You see, after he becomes
Also-
less of a hunchback, he becomes more gorgeous.
Also, like,
Doctor, I'm sure...
Do you have any reason to be doing it so aggressively?
Why, it's to show how quirky our doctor is, I
yeah,
guess.
seriously.
I don't know. Just
Not to
I guess-
mention the
you know, Java-
blatant sexual tension. Jesus Christ.
I don't know.
It's like, sir, we just met.
You know what, Jova? I'm definitely not feeling sympathy towards this guy so far.
They're trying again to do the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes thing, and that includes also the insufferable genius, which means also the more unlikable aspect.
Okay.
Doctor Trek.
Okay, to his credit, while he did it in a weird way, he did heal that guy's abscess,
Yeah.
give him a harness to straighten out, which is way better than he was treated at the circus, so... Ah, so that's how he gets the name
Igor
Igor.
is more like a title.
It's like the Bond code name theory. Or Igor now.
Essentially, he's giving him the name of a guy who used to live there, essentially. Sort of as his cover, since, the circus will be on the lookout for a hunchback. Eh? And just like that, Igor's life is about to change.
Yeah, seriously, why did the inspirational whimsy music?
I know, right?
I mean, so far the soundtrack in general has kind of been leaning on whimsy. Like,
I guess.
not to this extent, but
I dare ask how long was, was his last time this character took a shower?
Let's see. Given how he was treated in the circus, probably
Wow.
decades, at the very least.
Hey,
do we know how old this character is?
Not too much, if I had to assume.
It's Harry Potter with a
With a
mullet.
wig. Yeah.
Technically, does the other circus performer killed that man? Though that's probably not what the circus told
Yeah,
him.
it's not the narrative we're using. Of course. Also,
Is that Andrew Scott?
is the well, whoever he is, he's acting like he's not giving a shit.
I guess the idea is that he is.
Even
Cold.
reconstructing a crime scene, I get it, he reconstructed the crime scene and everything, but this guy sounds like he doesn't want to be there.
I guess the idea is for him to be cold and unfeeling.
Hmm? Oh, I guess you're using it as the identikit. Please tell me they use that in the trailer.
I suppose it is an interesting point for them to have this on the perspective of, what's typically Frankenstein's assistant as opposed to Frankenstein himself, I guess, to add to a bit of a mystery behind the man.
And to be honest, Bojova, okay, it's clearly not the case, but in a lot of situations, where the story of Frankenstein is involved in a lot of, adaptation that wants to do something different, it's kind of always like this. You either see the perspective of Igor, or another situation where it's set allegedly after the events of the story, where it's focused either just on the monster, or the events are told, and the Doctor is already dead.
Oh, I admittedly would not know, I've seen some of my fair share of Frankenstein movies. I remember the Hammer ones; those were
Welcome
good.
to Dishonored, I guess.
Huh?
Yeah, the side locate the city landscape like this. It reminds
Oh
me
my
of game Dishonored.
Oh my god, you're right.
To be
Now,
fair, the setting of Dishonored is very inspired by Victorian UK, but I guess this is New York, I guess.
wait, doesn't Frankenstein normally take place in the UK?
Okay, I had to be. I had
Yeah,
to be
no,
very
no, 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 no,
blunt.
no, yeah. This takes place in London.
I was going to
Okay.
say, this looks like London to me.
No, that's because that building with Bourne, with sorry, previous shot reminded me
No,
of that Iron
no, no, no,
building.
no, guys, don't you see? This is Chiswick, Belgium.
What?
Also, I guess that's where they filmed.
I'm kidding, but yes, filming did take place in the UK with filming in Longcross, Twickenham Film Studios, and Chatham Historic Dockyard.
Behold,
Also, sorry, go on.
behold, guys. Once he was an ugly hunchback, but now he's drop dead gorgeous.
Yeah, seriously, we kind of went with the not another teen movie transformation.
Although, okay, to be fair, in not another teen movie, it was literally just the glasses. With him, he had he had an abscess off his back, which, yeah, gave him the appearance of a hunchback. And let's see, he had a good shower and trim, so I guess, to be fair, he had a bit more of a heavy remake.
Also, again, I actually haven't read the original book. Considering how a lot of different adaptations love to mix things up with other stuff like the monster movies, I kind of instead always assume that the story took place in either Germany or the Balkans.
I will say this, I'm one of those guys who, wow, they worked fast. I'm one of those guys who's actually okay with people calling the monster Frankenstein, because technically he's Frankenstein's son,
Ow.
so... And yeah, I see we've got those usual 1800s London manners.
Damn it, they got my nose wrong. Also, backtracking quite a bit about Frankenstein being sympathetic. Question: would he have actually helped him escape if he didn't find him useful?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like,
Probably not. Well, that's why he freed
wait,
him.
oh my god, that looks like the older Weasley, Percy.
Nah, not into me, but I think Sherry might have a point.
Well, the thing is, Shiro, in the original, I've never read the book itself, but the original
I've never either.
The original Boris Karloff movie, which is, from what I've heard, it's apparently really, really faithful to the book. The doctor is, again, this is the same thing. Like, he treats Igor like just a servant and nothing else, and he's also kind of a dick to Frankenstein himself. So not Frankenstein. Well, technically, well, okay. Here's the thing: in the original book and movie, he wasn't called the monster wasn't called Frankenstein, but later on in sequel movies, he got given that name. So technically, according to the actual original movies, Frankenstein is the name of the monster too.
It becomes very pedantic when it comes to different adaptations, like the actual character in DC Comics.
While Frankenstein probably was more fascinated with him, although, again, I guess to be fair, as far as we know, he was the only one treated truly like a freak there, as far as we know, since we didn't see anyone else get his treatment, so maybe if someone else had been treated like that, Frankenstein might have helped them. However, I guess it does add some nuance to the character that perhaps he is truly fascinated. However, he won't treat Igor like crap.
Yeah, sure.
Also, movie, I was joking about the nose comment.
Well, like referencing Rapunzel, but I guess they like the joke. They like, these. It's a joke, but easy to.
Yeah, it was a reference. It's like, but I
Yeah.
was joking, movie, please.
Also, to also slightly build up on what Sherry said, honestly, if it even was a case it wasn't just one, but also the other circus performers, I'm not sure how much better things would have got, because in that case we would get a scenario similar to The Greatest Showman. A story that people love probably because of the music, but it's very disturbing in actuality.
I think what they're going for Frankenstein here is that he's well-meaning, but a lot of his mannerisms can be a bit off-putting, and he definitely might be a guy who lets his obsessions...
Hold on, here you go. Ask the question.
Wow, you're even saying it.
Again with the sexual tension.
Surprisingly, I did not hear about James McAvoy and Daniel Radcliffe fanfics following this movie.
Jova, like he said, maybe I heard the title, but I didn't remember this movie coming out or anything. If anything, I had a friend, one of my friends actually saw a Frankenstein movie that was on slightly recently, so I actually asked her if it was this one, but she was like, no, I actually never heard of this one either.
Yeah.
When did this one come out?
2015.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm kind of with that on this one.
I'd rather be a Cyberman.
But at least they're moisturized.
Uh-huh.
Moisturize me.
So you hooked up a bunch of testicles to some electricity.
In liquid. Oh boy.
Well, don't touch it.
Let me finish my sentence.
Oh god. If they start completing each other's sentences, all bets are off.
You know, this is kind of starting to remind me of the machine that turns the people back from life in kind of vs. Casper movie. It even uses a special gel. Unless that was supposed to be a reference to the Frankenstein mythos.
Oh, those were eyes.
Yeah, didn't mention.
I thought one was an eye and one was a mouth.
No, I didn't mention a pair of eyes.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought they were fetuses for a moment.
I thought they were testicles.
Well, they're eyes. We were all wrong.
What matters is that you are all wrong.
Said Max Landis after this movie came out.
Do we just
Whoa! Okay.
do we need a no homo count?
Jova, despite what you said earlier, I bet AO3 has something on this.
You know what? That might be.
That's a good incentive. Let me just.
Okay.
Better you than me.
I get the feeling I know what they're doing.
What?
They're doing the Looney Tunes thing. Where, a lot of times in the old Looney Tunes shorts, the characters will kiss each other in the lips just to show appreciation or just for the lulz or something like that. Maybe they're trying to do that kind of humor.
I suppose, to be fair, way back in the older days, men kissing men and women kissing women was more seen as just, bouts of respect or just, friendly affection as opposed to nowadays where...
It also depends on the culture. Well, I cannot speak obviously for the UK, but again, in my, stuff like greeting by kissing on the cheek 3 times is like mandatory.
Will you help me play God?
So
Yummy.
wait. I had to switch for a second, but out of context, Jova said, to me, out of context, Jova sounded like I say, do you want to play God? And Tio's response to that was, yummy.
Okay.
Oh, why is it pulsing like that?
Well,
Because
Shirley,
life, Shirley.
we need all the components to create life now, don't we? I will give him
Even
credit.
the score is kind of trying to be like John Williams' Harry Potter score.
Clear!
There it is, 121 fix. And unsurprisingly, yeah, the filter mostly predominates of M/M.
Oh my god, wait. So
You're braver than me.
Wait, is it based off of this movie in particular?
Yes, yes. Again, AO3, if anything, one thing that AO3 has is good cataloging.
Yes.
Okay, are we trying to seriously build up the figure of this, constable, inspector, whatever, as the villain of the movie?
Not sure. Not sure.
And I guess the thing of is religious, so that means he probably will see Victor's experiments as perversions and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I'm sure the movie is shipping you with Lorelei and not with Frankenstein, Igor.
Oh, what is the movie gonna? Is this going to be one of those movies that fills in bits that are kind of important with just narration?
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, it's just him explaining this about here and there. I mean, I guess it's not too bad so far.
This
Final
core is
notice.
all over the place.
It's definitely atmospheric for different atmospheres. Okay.
Hooray.
See, now they're dating.
Ah, yes. Back in the days where where men all wore the same thing: top hats and fancy suits with white
I mean, top
ties
hats are
on
cool,
them.
so.
The thing
They
is
are.
that the... Well,
Yeah,
I guess
and every woman wear those dresses. Okay, I'm okay with dresses, but trust me. Remember, like I understand the whole dresses, puffy sleeves thing, but
Oh
those
my.
fucking like the bottom half of those dresses were those things like it's literally like they have a fucking circle.
Well, okay. Oh,
Well, actually,
Also-
technically, they kind of do.
yeah.
Also,
Basically,
this is
Pedro,
peak...
there's
go on.
there's a bit of a skeletal system inside of those dresses
Yeah,
that
yeah.
holds them up like that.
Yeah, I never got though. That looks like it would be incredibly uncomfortable to wear.
Also,
Well, I'm sure it was.
This is peak. I promise I will not talk about politics 3 drinks later.
Wait, what does the dress have to do with?
No,
Well,
was
he was
referring what
talking about
happening
the
in
movie.
scene, Pedro.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Not to mention, again, this is probably the reason why they dress like this was because this is like proper gala night.
I understand that. I understand why they're wearing it. I just
was
said I
mentioning-
cannot
I was
stand
mentioning-
those things. They
I
look.
was mentioning to what Reeves was
stupid.
saying originally, but whatever. But we did see in a scene before that the inspector and his constable, the constable did it instead of bowler hat, so they have some different outfits.
Well, what are you waiting for? The music's clearly playing. Go speak to her.
Nah.
Look, the music is literally cueing it, my dude. Have a romantic moment.
Well,
Also, maybe that's why.
Craig Armstrong can kiss my ass. I'm okay. I'm talking no, actually.
You know, Pedro, maybe that's why doors were so much wider back then to fit those dresses through them.
I guess.
Surprise!
Maybe that's also why ultimately she lives in the past, because she needs. How the hell would she clear doorways with that stupid hair?
Yes, that's what you said.
Sorry.
Does everybody in this movie do physical contact suddenly and unprompted? Like,
I mean, okay, to be fair, she recognized him, he reciprocated. It's fine with them hugging. Oh! Oh, so that guy actually is gay. Baron Boromir or whatever.
The Count of Weaselton, yes.
Your laugh is hilarious, sir. What the fuck? He is completely out of it.
What is this movie?
Okay,
I don't know.
was this James McAvoy just preparing for some of his more crazier roles in the future? Oh my god!
How did he
Oh.
teleported? He was clearly on the bottom floor 2 seconds
okay.
ago.
Okay,
Okay, so apparently, so Evie's Professor X or the guy from Split.
okay, guys, I think I have a logical solution. Clearly, Victor Frankenstein is a Looney Tune. I mean,
That's what I said earlier.
Oh my god,
There you go.
my god, they referenced Young Frankenstein. Are you fucking kidding me?
wait, really? I'll admit I haven't seen Young Frankenstein.
The whole misspelling the name into Frankenstein, and he irritated us to correct them. That's the main running gag for the entirety of Young Frankenstein.
I guess that's a cute reference.
It's a typical joke you see, like for example, in adult cartoons, like Mr. Steen.
Wait, I'm sorry. I love Frankenstein's reaction. Oh, what? So you think me trying to make it so that the way we have children doesn't have to be for women? Please, superstitious.
Even but that being said, Jova, yeah, there you go. I guess my theory does confirm. You know, I mean, like I said, the whole kissing Bugs Bunny style, the whole thing. He is a Looney Tune. I mean, he's not quite villain of what is a virtue, but yeah, he's kind of He's kind of in the same on that path because he kind of gets more and more kooky as the movie goes on.
I wonder.
They want to build the whole mad scientist kind of vibe, but they're just
are
probably
they
not understanding the passages.
I think right now it's mostly the whiskey talking.
I wonder.
Like you said, not talking about politics or free drinks later. Like,
How much whiskey did he have?
Ta-da!
At an event like this, it's probably free. Like, so a lot.
So basically, he wants to conquer death so that, well, like you just said, hope.
people who are murdered or injured can actually stand up and, have justice.
Oh god, are we gonna get the "it's alive" bit?
Probably. It's kind of a staple.
Well, it's the most iconic line in the book.
And Lord knows, with how insane he's been acting, it feels like they're building up to that bit.
I'm not sure I can get behind the whole.
Although,
Instead of a castle, you repurposes an abandoned soap factory.
before we get to that, we have to wait till he first goes out. So we had a couple other iconic lines like "Give my creature life."
Yeah, it's incomplete. We still need body parts.
Gordon?
That's the name of
Rise
the
the
creature.
platform, Igor. Rise it. Actually, Doctor, I don't believe I ever participated into this.
Of course you did. You gave me all the bits and I put them together.
Yeah, but I didn't know what they were for.
Well, too late. You're in too deep now.
Well, yeah, giving life to the non-living. Technically, it is, Igor.
Okay, I'll give them credit. They definitely got the crazy aspect of Frankenstein down.
There's one of my favorite I Am Weasel episodes is a parody of the Frankenstein story, and Igor goes to the graveyard to try to find a dead body, and there's the red guy there crying like, my boss has to get a fresh body. He wanted to give it life. Oh really? People have been telling me to get a life for years.
Oh snap. Is it alive?
No.
I think
No, I'm
they're.
hoping they have.
I think
I'm
they're
hoping they have
saving
a
the
more
big
over-
one for
Sorry.
later.
Yeah,
I hope so,
I'm-
because if not just eventually, because it's connected to yesterday's movie. Pro tip for anyone who wants to remake a property or do another adaptation: repurposing what was originally a memorable quote that very hammed into a more quiet one barely never works.
Yeah, it's
No.
weird how some remakes, for some reason, think that that's clever.
the
Like,
whole. I'm
it's like
alive.
so. Sorry,
It's not even a matter of hamming. It's not like the reason he screams that line is because he's incredibly ecstatic about it. That's
Pretty
part of
much.
it.
And okay, to be fair, they have pointed out that it's not complete yet, so my guess is they're saving the big one for
Yeah.
when.
Probably, yeah.
So actually, who plays Miss Dora? Like, okay, now that dress
Yeah.
is just.
No.
All the
To be
dresses have
fair,
that thing
That's
there.
that's the thing you put over it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. The structure. Okay, although to be fair, this is kind of the dress
very
that
sorry.
the Tetsuya Nomura that had a character for the CDNT be designed for. So
Anyway,
there it is.
Lorelai is played by Jessica Brown Findlay.
Okay.
Like Jova said, Teo, that's a natural thing that all those dresses have. So
No,
that's
I
why
know
I
that.
don't.
It's the whole thing that actually costed the life of Liv Susu in the
Sure,
Pecos
sure.
Bill short.
Oh,
Maybe
the
we're
reason
getting
why
the
I-
line here. Sorry.
Jessica Brown Findlay. She's in the Monster Family duology.
Wait.
Oh.
Wait. Jessica Brown Finley? She's the one who plays the girl who turns into the mummy.
She plays Faye in those movies.
Yes, like I
Yeah.
said, the daughter who turns into the mummy. Oh my god. Wow. That's kind
You
of
hit the jackpot,
uncanny.
Jova.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the
Which
main
is also in
reason
the
why.
Castlevania series.
That's the main reason why I find those dresses to be so stupid. I mean, that it just looks so uncomfortable. It doesn't
Okay.
even look pretty. It just looks dumb.
Okay,
if you ask me.
okay. To their credit, not all corsets and dresses of that ilk were uncomfortable, actually. It's kind of a stereotype that all of them were. There were some that were actually more comfortable than others.
Now, you see, you say all that, but when you think about all the various parts of the dress, sit down in that.
Oh, let me
Yeah.
guess. But let me guess. Right at this moment is when the experiment doesn't work.
Maybe that's to go back to what you were saying earlier, too. Maybe that's just it, too. Maybe Nomura was kind of trying to take the piss out of this thing.
I wonder, because that design was for the 2015 game. I was wondering if you had exited this kind of phase.
Huh.
And don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm okay with dresses in general. I just don't particularly care for those. Like for example, I understand Lucy Maud Montgomery's love for puffy sleeves. Those are fine.
You'd be
I get
surprised.
the idea also. What you mean is that, the moment one actually harms your body, you have to start questioning if it's worthy or not.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
That's
those
my
are
basic point,
bad.
yeah.
That's why I mentioned there were some that actually, weren't bad like that. Oh, snap.
Uh-oh.
Of course.
It's kind of like
Sure.
it's kind of like that thing, Jova. Maybe you can tell me what's the word for it. That thing in the first Pirates movie that's keeping Elizabeth from breathing, and Jack is the one who rips it. Like I forgot
Corset?
what's the name of that.
Yeah,
That's it. That's it. Those things. What the fuck is wrong with those things?
It's like I said, a lot of corsets were uncomfortable like that. There were actually some that weren't. I forget if there's like a different typography for the type of corsets that were less, that.
So what's up with that? Seriously, what's up with that guy? Depraved lunacy.
He looks
Like,
familiar.
It's like the sitcom arch nemesis trope. It's like
Yeah.
if Newman was a
Oh.
scientist.
I can't quite understand if this movie wants to be quirky and funny or dark and serious.
Yes.
Oh, snap.
And now it's gonna kill you.
Is this the performance you're going with?
He's a snooty rich boy. Of course it is.
Good job, Victor. You've created an abomination.
Oh, he is loving.
This is most unorthodox.
I'm gonna call him George.
Oh!
Ow.
Oh, so again, Theo, just like in the Looney Tunes, I've always wanted a cute little rabbit, and I'm gonna call him George, and I'm gonna hug him and squeeze him and hug him and squeeze him.
Maybe don't hug or squeeze this.
Is this a prototype for Planet of the Apes?
Sure, let's go with that.
I mean, Fox series.
Oh, I guess because it contains a body part of Igor that the creation recognizes.
I
Even-
guess.
God, it
I
just
guess.
woke up and it's already horny.
I don't think body parts have memories in them, but sure.
You
Yeah.
told me differently, Pedro.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll ask my right arm. Hey, right arm, what do you remember doing today?
It's
Good
surprising.
question.
It surprisingly isn't uncommon with a lot of stories that try to do, oh, this certain body part
because-
from a person
Oh,
can
It's,
afflict
oh,
someone.
it's an organic concept of the ship of Theseus, basically.
Oh, Pedro, you're forgetting this. There is something. It's called muscle memory.
Oh,
Well,
snap.
yeah, but muscle memory is not the same thing, but
Yeah.
sure.
And the movie just became a horror movie.
Did it just try to jump scare us with a fly?
Probably.
I
Isn't
guess
there
so.
a horror movie called The Fly?
Yes. There's two, actually. The original from the 50s and the David Cronenberg remake.
Famous
with
for
Jeff
having Jeff
Goldblum.
Goldblum in it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's fucked up.
that movie is incredibly disgusting.
Howard Shore did the music?
What is happening right now?
Sure, right now Daniel Radcliffe is tracking down a zombified monkey man.
Ray?
Is this the parallel? Is that what Voldemort would have been like in a parallel universe?
Also, I'm just gonna say it. It's clear that they knew that Daniel Radcliffe was gonna bring them the money, because
Probably.
most shots are definitely with him, even though he ain't
Well,
playing
it-
Frankenstein.
Well, Jeremy, in theory, it would bring them the money.
Well, yeah, true. Oh dear.
Oh boy.
Look, just be a good monkey and come with me. Okay,
And
maybe
you'll
not.
be-
This is starting to look like a boss battle from the Order 1886.
I'm a
Yeah.
BRB for a little bit.
Yeah, I get it.
What has
Wow,
he done
not
to
even-
him?
Not even the users of TV tropes could actually muster to make a nightmare fuel section in regards to this movie. That's promising. You could just remove the battery.
Most unorthodox.
Look at that, even the pristine haircut like that.
I was actually fascinated by the murderous zombie
Okay.
monkey.
Okay, why? Okay, I kind of have to agree with Pedro and Sheer in this one. Why is no one in this movie having sense of personal space?
Yeah. Not to mention, this guy talks just like Eddie Redmayne in Jupiter Ascending.
Oh
Do
boy.
we know who
Hey, Mary,
he
even-
is? Because he does look familiar to me.
What's this character's name aside from Snooty College
Yes,
person?
Luty Mech Grey Pants.
let me look. Finnegan. Oh, that's Freddy Fox.
Finnegan. Freddy Fox, yeah.
Freddie
Freddy
Sampson.
Fox,
His full name being Frederick Sampson Robert Morris Fox. Can see
Frederick
Wow,
that.
he
Fox,
even
so-
looks like his name.
Pretty Fox in a Fox movie. Very
Oh,
funny.
he was in King Arthur, Legend of the Sword, Dwibs, your favorite.
If you excuse me, I need to have my. And if you excuse me, I need to go have my tea.
Is that the one with David Beckham in it?
Yes.
Okay. I just remember that scene with his accent and hair being incredibly out of place.
Yeah, basically.
From what I recall,
basically,
that was
like,
apparently not Guy Ritchie's best work.
No, and yeah, that bit was basically well done. You managed to be a worse cameo actor than Gordon Ramsay.
Oof. So yeah, we've got funding.
Hooray. And now we're doing the Jurassic Park thing of, I'm totally in
mate,
control of this.
Mate, you're starting to act like that guy at the circus.
Parallels.
I wonder if this is their attempt to give an arc.
Intentional, yeah.
I wonder if they're going to give an arc for Frankenstein when eventually he realizes he has gone too far and he is becoming just as bad as the people who treated Igor terribly at the circus.
Okay, 2015, at what X-Men movies we were? I think we were just in between.
Wasn't this Days of Future Past?
Yeah,
between
yeah.
Days of Future
Days of
Past
Future
and
Past
Apocalypse.
came
Because
out
Apocalypse was 2016.
Well, so was
Wait,
Deadpool.
hold on. Apocalypse literally came a year out after Days of Future Past?
No,
Oh, wait, never
2014.
mind. 2015, that was the day that the Wolverine was made.
Yeah.
No, that was 2017.
What? No.
No, 2013. Sorry, I get maybe mixed up with Logan.
Let me check and see.
I mean, same
Dream
director.
Yeah, probably. No, it's a flashback.
Oh, great. Yeah, you're right. Days of Future Past came after the Wolverine. God, those movies.
Yeah, it's a
sometimes
dream
can
sequence.
confuse me.
There we go. That was a great scene.
I remember it like it was a flashback.
Technically a dream sequence.
Man, I just keep jumping from an abusive relationship into another, don't I? I just have the shittiest of luck.
Don't look now, or
Turpin.
Don't look now, or Turpin may drag you back to that old one. Like I mentioned, he's played by Andrew Scott.
What?
What?
You know, you look a
Because
little
the
The entire
familiar.
performance, he says nothing but turns us slowly with these arrows like contempt. Like, what is going on? Line?
He looks like someone pissed in his cereal.
Wait, seriously? Okay, is this inspector like a Gary Stew? Like, he deduced it, arriving on the crime scene, he deduced correctly the entire sequence of events, and now entering this house, he recognizes immediately that Igor is the escaped hunchback.
I guess
Yeah,
you
even
can...
Sherlock Holmes not that quick.
And he now recognizes the fact that there's something under there with a... Oh my god, just give you a copy of the script to this guy at this point. Or maybe he doesn't even need it.
My god, James McAvoy's performance here, like, he may not have gotten top billing, you know, despite being the main character, but my god, he certainly is quite possibly the most memorable thing in this movie.
Yeah, he like the thing. That's the thing. His performance is weird because I can't quite tell if they're trying to he's kind of in this awkward middle ground where it kind of feels like he's trying to be comedic, but at the same time not, because you still want to have the dramatic angle. So it's kind of weird. Like I feel like you should have just committed to one of those. I'm God. I am God.
Okay, I'll give James McAvoy credit. I can dig where his take is going for. His take is getting down, I think... Okay, it's tackling both sides of Frankenstein. The type that does want to help, but the type that's also so wrapped up in his obsessions to help as he sees fit that he kind of becomes a dick to those close to him. It's not necessarily a bad idea, but holy cow, is it over the top.
It's literally his jobs.
You know what this guy seems like? He's that kind of guy who really is so engrossed in his own theory that he will take the simple questioning of it to court.
Okay, is this movie sexual tension incarnate or something? Like, can two characters stay in the room without that happening?
Seriously, the
Can
way they're
we
just
try
staring
having
each...
that?
I know they're trying to go for these guys being intense on each other, but man...
The director was thirsty as fuck.
I guess.
Remember, Tio, the guy who directed a few episodes of Sherlock.
Oh, that explains a lot.
Wait, hold on. What's up with Sherlock?
That also has a lot of sexual tension.
Intentional or unintentional?
Yes.
Ah.
I mean, it's from Stephen Moffat and Mark Gatiss, who is also in this movie.
Huh.
You know, it's a good thing Stephen Moffat is not the writer of this movie, otherwise Frankenstein will try to build a dinosaur or something.
Or all the characters will talk about how clever the story is.
I can't help but wonder, did they go this length because, they wanted to do it from the perspective? Or I wonder if they specifically did this because he's being played by Daniel Radcliffe.
Probably both. Again, it's probably a case where they had a cake and wanted to eat it too.
Which, okay, I'll give him credit. It's not too bad. Okay, my take on this movie so far, it is incredibly quirky. Like, when this movie has an idea, holy cow, it dives into it 110%. Now, that doesn't always mean that the result is good, but kudos where it's necessary. They definitely did not skimp out on the ideas. I'll give them that.
I'll also say, Bob, that it's kind of a...
Oh my god, Charles Dance!
What the fuck? Okay, to be fair, he would have done anything at this point, so why not?
Well, he had that Game of Thrones money, so yeah.
Oh
wait,
right,
actually,
yes.
Hold on.
This is Saigon.
Was this before or after Tywin Lannister died, Dwibs?
Oh, probably
Well, I mean, having not seen the show,
after. Story-wise, Tywin dies around 2/3.
in terms of all it says here is that his last appearance in Game of Thrones was in 2015, the same year this film came out.
Huh! Perfect timing. Like you said, your timing is impeccable.
Again, though, aside from the beginning, which establishes a couple of things, after that,
Oh, he was in The King's Man.
the movie becomes increasingly slow. I noticed, and to be fair, it's still entertaining in some kind of fashion, intentionally or not. But I can start to see the fact that it's kind of slowing more and more as time progresses.
Oh boy. Oh god, he's gonna become a Batman villain, isn't he?
I mean, okay, I'm pretty confident in the golden or silver age Batman actually fought Frankenstein.
He's fought Dracula, and a mummy, and a
yeah,
werewolf
that's
at
pretty
one
much the same.
time, so... you know what? Technically, Frankenstein, the monster, is actually a character in the DC universe.
Oh. Hey.
Shunned by society. In some
You
ways, he
get
and
what you
Igor.
fucking deserve.
I guess in
Is
some.
that what I was gonna?
I guess in some ways. I guess in more than one way, he and Igor are similar in that they've been shunned one way or another. Igor from humanity, and Frankenstein from high class of society, given his, let's call them unorthodox ways.
Again, I'm still not particularly fond of the idea of reimagining the mythos of Victor Frankenstein and the actual living instead of actually secluded in a castle, instead right in the middle of a fucking city.
I think there are some versions that have had him be like that, like this or that.
That is true, but probably complicit also the Boris Karloff classic. When you think of Frankenstein, what do you think? Isolated castle with thunder striking the background, classic imagery like that.
I'll admit, I've had some stuff like the Hammer films to go off of, so I'll admit, with me, I'm not so much set on the castle as much as I am just about a dead creature, lightning, it's alive! In some cases, she's alive when they do the female version instead.
Right, yeah.
Ta-da! Oh my god, they are completing each other's sentences!
Seriously.
Shiroi?
That's pretty gay, if you ask me.
Shiroi, I think we,
what's the chart on your gaydar?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, out of what?
I don't know. I can't really support this because this guy is very abusive to Igor.
That is
Oh
true
no,
as
absolutely, yeah.
But I think that's not a problem, but
that
needs to be
absolutely
noticed. But
saying
the movie, despite that, is portraying this as this overly whimsical tone where it's not really, appropriate.
Yeah, that's my main problem with this movie. I can't quite get a grasp on what exactly the tone is. Is it whimsical? Is it comedic?
Again,
is it dark and serious?
I think
they're trying to be like the Sherlock Holmes Robert Downey Jr. movie, where despite having complex and dark plot, they're treated in a more lighthearted and sometimes funny, comedic kind of way. But again, the story. Compared to Sherlock Holmes, the story of Victor von Frankenstein is one about tragedy, body horror, and the insanity of a human mind. Why would you do that?
I'll give him credit. There have been tons of takes of Frankenstein that have had all different kind of moods and shifts and whatnot. I actually really like the Van Helsing take, which, ironically enough, has the creature kind of born a bit around the time that the good doctor dies.
Yeah. And again, you also have to take in context I think they even made.
I see. So in this version, they give the creature 2 hearts to sustain better.
Set of lungs that we mentioned.
Oh my god, they're even having a good gay old time getting drunk together.
I got wait a minute. I got a minute.
Yes,
a movie released by Fox in 2015. Where big things are done by the main characters who are drunk off their ass.
Oh no!
Okay, I don't get it.
Fan for stick.
Oh.
Remember, Teal, the main reason that they get powers is because they essentially use a teleporter while drunk off their asses.
True. That is true.
And mind you, it was for a pretty dumb reason as well. Oi, Inspector, you're very obsessed with that. Oh, it's your moral duty to stop it, eh? Seriously, this guy looks like Percy Weasley. Are we sure he wasn't played by the same guy? And not Andrew Scott's character, the guy he's working with.
I don't think it really looks like him, to be honest. I mean, last time we saw him was in the Order of the Phoenix, and he was a bit older by that point.
Also, connected to what I said before, you also have to take into account the background on why the original story was written, the importance that had on the life of Mary Shelley, especially for the time she wrote the novel, and you take that kind of, thing into the equation, and this kind of adaptation is just ranges from being bizarre to asking why he is present. Like it really feels like someone wanted to make a fan fiction about it being a bit more romanticized, but also forgot about the power dynamic.
Hmm.
Yep, just incredibly toxic.
Oh, wait, what? Okay, it's another ball.
Because that's all people did.
Is this movie might as well be called The Ball of
Again
Frankenstein?
with the unfitting score. Why is this score for this kind of? Well, I'm guessing it's a montage about their mundane life.
Daniel really going for it.
Keep it
They want
vibing.
to try to recreate the Yule Ball scene from God of Osiris.
Again, the visually I'm fine, but again, why is this music particular like that in the background?
Because
Well, I guess it does help show the mood of the scene.
Yeah, I'm sorry, this score is so unfair.
Oh, wait, are they about to
have the sex?
Well, wait.
I guess the OTP is ruined. I don't know.
So I guess I'm seeing.
That's a Resident Evil tyrant.
I guess I'm seeing.
Is there a book called Nephew of Frankenstein?
Oh my god, he doesn't know what to do. Wait, he's already doing it. Oh
What
yeah.
are they? Oh, for a second, I thought are they having sex with their eyes?
That lives. This is not James Cameron's Avatar.
Oh yeah. Oh come on! Don't fade to black, you cheeses. Well, he looks like he had a good time.
Yeah, look at that smile.
But wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
Wait, we're doing early the mob thing?
Well, early too. We're kind of an hour into this movie.
We're not even 2/3 in, Jova.
We're kind of.
Actually, to be fair, are too.
Yeah, we're past the halfway point.
But
it's still 2/3 looking at the...
And it's in the broad daylight, and I don't see even a single torch. What is this monarchy?
I wonder if the idea is actually that they think he's there, but he's not.
Oh, but of course the Gary Stew Inspector noticed something's amiss.
Oh no, wait, he is there. You said I could go, you said you could go, you dick.
Well, now you just sound like an incel.
Oh, James. God bless him for his performance in this movie. Oh, don't get me wrong.
I'm just gonna run on the headcanon that this is the movie that broke James McAvoy in between X-Men movies, and that's why he's his performance in Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix is so out of place.
Ah, so that's the old Ego Straussman.
It's a bit late to ask that question. Inspector, I appreciate your growing effort to trying to be important in the movie, but you kinda aren't. Can you kindly step away?
God, he just inserts himself into people's stories.
Yeah, almost literally, because again, he gets it.
Wait, guys, I think we're getting his backstory.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to feel sad for you?
Oh, I see. So his bout is well, what's dead should stay dead, and it's mine.
And again, being a religious person, he believes that's the natural order of things. I forgot, what was that American gag dub of an anime that inserted the line, "We don't care about your backstory"?
Ghost Stories?
I forgot. Baby, I think it's that.
It was
Maybe
either
it was
that or
the
the
Digimon
Digimon movie.
Yeah, it probably was the Digimon movie.
The
It's
irony.
funny because this is a famous story. Ha 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 ha.
And again, dang,
No
Frankenstein.
one saw this movie.
And again, dang, Frankenstein can fight.
Again, they're seriously playing this like this is the big climax of a movie, but we're like barely 2/3 in.
Oh, that's gonna leave a mark.
Jeez, alright, we've got nearly just under 40 minutes left. Well, now you've seriously maimed a serving police officer, so
Admittedly, that was in self-defense because that cop was really probably gonna kill
cut
him.
off his hand. Bye. Oh, so I guess now we're gonna go to the castle.
Oh, there you go, Tio.
How bizarre.
So I guess this is kind of an origin story for
Again, I
Frankenstein.
haven't read the book, so I don't know if that happens as well. Like he starts in the city, but then moves on to the castle. Or not.
I've definitely seen and read some versions where he does that. Okay, here's the thing about Frankenstein. There's the very, very, very original version, but like with something like, say, Moby Dick or Three Musketeers, there are a ton of different editions to read here and there, which change this or that, this thing from that in here.
So is this back in the time when inter-police cooperation was non-existent?
Basically,
Well,
yeah. You have to remember, Ribs, that around this time period, most countries in the world kind of hated each other.
Pretty much.
Trades and everything, but that was kind of it.
Dwibs, this was a time when some countries were happy to take other criminals, if only to tell the countries they came from to suck it. Okay, that was funny.
Details. My goodness.
Okay, I'll give this movie this. It is not perfect by any means. And I hesitate to even call it truly good, but it has charm to it.
Oh, wow.
What now?
Oh God, now is he Andre?
Okay, I know that it's kind of contradicting with their nature, but I can think of a couple of Yanders who are not abusive towards their victims. I mean, verbally abusive.
I honestly, I think killing them is pretty abusive. Not gonna lie.
But not like verbally abusive in a sense of, you're nothing without me or something.
Oh,
like,
you'd be surprised.
Usually it's the opposite, more like, I need you, not you need me.
You'd be surprised. There are quite a few yanderes who do that to make their beloved stay. Gaslighting.
Yeah.
Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss. Yes, anyway.
Preach. Finnegan, have you hit the booze too much again?
They're all drinking way too much.
To be fair, it was the old days where
everyone is drinking and having, sexual tension with each other. It's like
I feel like it's. Were they actually drunk at some point with how they're acting half the time?
Surprised, but.
Well, that's it. An interesting thing, though. The marketing campaign for this movie was entirely different depending on what country you were in. There was an American trailer that was apparently really light-hearted, or there was the UK trailer which was more serious.
Maybe they couldn't decide what to go with because of the tone shifts in this movie, so they picked all of them.
Oh, and this movie, for a little bit at least, had the distinction of being the of being the worst grossing film that played in more than 2,500 cinemas in the weekend it was released, but it got surpassed by a film called Friend Request.
It's a horrible horror movie. Peter's reviewed it.
So, of course, the Finnegan family wants to control this new technology. Guess that's another antagonist.
Yeah. Plus, the only reason this film wasn't like a John Carter level bomb
Oh, great.
was because they barely marketed it. And they decided to switch release dates with it was supposed to come out in October, but Fox switched it with The Martian.
Well, that did prove right with The Martian, I guess.
Yeah. The Martian's a great movie.
Oh God, he threw him into the River Thames, one of the dirtiest rivers in the world. Disgusting. Oh yeah, and also he might drown.
And
I heard
it's over.
Well, I mean, if we're looking for an American equivalent, isn't the Long Island Sound rather dirty?
Even the characters in here are telling this guy to fucking stop. Or...
We're firing you.
You're fired because you were too diligent.
Yeah, you're on a medical and mental reprieve, apparently.
Well, okay, it's because he went there without a warrant. You need a license for that.
Why is he always scrunching his face up like he smelled something bad?
In this case, it's peculiar also because we gave him a prosthetic hand to replace the one we lost. Oh my god, we're not believing him.
Okay, to their credit, as far as they know, that sounds incredibly crazy. And again, like we mentioned, he kind of encroached on property without a warrant. Like, no, that's a big no-no. I mean, okay, from their perspective, this guy does sound like he's out of his gourd, unfortunately.
It's kind of bizarre. It feels almost like the movie should have been about him, and the mystery about Victor Frankenstein would have been like the mystery to solve. But instead, because of this, we do know that this guy is absolutely in the right. And it comes across between him being obnoxiously right and the others not believing him comical.
I wonder. I wouldn't say the movie is.
Directly, if he's pale as fuck.
Well, to be fair, he did kind of nearly drown. You don't tend to look good after that.
That doesn't white your skin like that, Jova.
I guess it depends on if the blood rushed to a certain area here and there.
Would it surprise you guys to know that fans of Mary Shelley's work didn't really like this adaptation very much?
Yeah, I got the suspicion of that.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that.
So you died? Yes, sadly. But I lived.
I lived, bitch.
Unfortunately, text messages did not exist around this time. So we had to send it via letter. But it took so long, he died anyway.
Okay.
What was up with that shot of Igor without his
Okay,
coat?
okay. Remember,
That's the present.
yeah,
You know, this is a flashback, but he's remembering.
pretty
Oh,
much, yeah.
right.
Henry Frankenstein.
His father.
You know, if this film had got a sequel, what do you think we would have got? Like Son of Frankenstein or something?
That's a thing already.
Oh no. No, he's not.
No, he's
But
not.
guys, what about all the wonderful moments they've had together?
He's not worth it.
Well, the movie thinks he
now
is.
okay, now we're actually getting to more familiar territories. Oh my god, he's creating the Doctor.
Well, I mean, there was an episode, there was a story in classic Doctor Who where where people tried to turn themselves into Time Lords, and you can guess how well that went for them.
Did it go as well as that time in Star Trek when people got turned into lizards when they went back to the beginning of time?
Yeah, that happened.
A bit better than that, but still.
Seriously, that looks like a tyrant from Resident Evil.
Yeah, you're right.
I get it that Resident Evil took inspiration from a lot of, source material, including the Frankenstein mythos, but still.
Hey, you know what's funny, actually? One thing a lot of people don't seem to remember is, like, well, in the original cut of Frankenstein, believe it or not, the creature is actually supposed to look gorgeous, supposedly.
Again, the perfect creation, yeah.
But, of course, all these later adaptations...
Again, in general, Boris Karloff movie, codified, the look of the creature as this hulking, beast with the electrodes, on its other side.
Oh, snap. So basically, Finnegan's men are waiting on him to complete the experiment so that then they can kill him after he completes it, I guess.
And all the while not allowing intruders. Also, she has become Red Riding Hood. Yeah, seriously.
Okay.
What big guns do you have?
All the better to shoot you with.
Perfect distraction.
Okay, I get it, but the situation was tense and everything, but do we need the shaky cam?
Oh, snap.
Again,
Oh my
it's
god.
from a Sherlock director, so.
Well, okay, credit where credit is due. That is what the castle usually tends to look like in popular media. And right during a lightning storm, too.
Is Igor gonna have to climb all the rock on his own by hand? I get it used to be, work on a circus, but I don't think he was an acrobat. Yeah, it's Tom Cruise in this shit.
What? Why? So basically, the bad guy is another one of those.
Hey, that's right, go on.
So basically, the bad guy is pretty much generic Christian villain number 68.
Yeah.
Oh my god! So, yeah. So, okay, you know that guy who I thought looked like Percy Weasley? That's not his actor, but it is Callum Turner, who actually plays Scamander from the Fantastic Beasts Crimes of Grindelwald and the Secrets of Dumbledore. So he's not the Harry Potter actor I thought he was, but he is a Harry Potter actor.
So, I think that was Mark Gatiss there, actually.
So hopefully this is where he will say it.
Hopefully.
Probably. Ooh, it's a big fellow they're making.
My favorite part of the movie is where Dr. Frankenstein turned to the camera and said, "He's Frankenstein."
Frankenstein. And then Franken all over the floor.
So basically, this is a movie about an abused relationship. That's the basic gist of it. that I'm getting
Okay.
from this.
And there's also a monster somewhere in between.
Yeah.
My guess is that Frankenstein will realize he was wrong, and then he'll let Igor live his life proper after Igor helps him.
The monster is a representation of the toxicity in this relationship.
I wonder if they want to also go there in a sense of what is the real. Again, a lot of Frankenstein stories actually poses the question like the monster has more humanity than his own creator. You know.
So they should matter to you.
I mean, how are you supposed to carry on your work after this if you're dead?
Hey,
Yeah,
maybe
yes.
that's a bit of a reference to the fact that Frankenstein tends to be remembered as the monster.
Oh, sorry, it was the brother, not the father.
Sorry, movie, but I don't care I don't care what tragic backstory you give him. That doesn't suddenly
Yeah.
make me.
Bit late.
Apparently, okay, from the trailer that I see, apparently there wasn't. We might have been screwed up a bit by Fox. What a surprise!
Oh boy, what did they do?
Because apparently, there was an earlier version of the script that suggests that the story was more fleshed out, the characters and story. All the trailer scenes are actually missing from the movie.
Oh, I want to hear this. Okay, do tell.
Basically, he feels uber survivor's guilt, so this is essentially, he feels he took a life, so he has to create life.
So you're just making your trauma everyone else's problem.
Not
Sure,
just that.
he just wants to play God. Isn't that, productive enough?
Not just that. Gotta love the incredibly on the nose script writing there, where Daniel Radcliffe literally just spelled out the emotional subtext of this character.
Okay, I honestly do wonder if they really wrote this more with Igor in mind than the actual Frankenstein, because it feels like a lot of the prospect is on Igor for this. Might that have to do with how Fox screwed with this project, Tio?
Again, it just mentioned that the earlier version of the script exists and suggested that the story was and characters were much more fleshed out. And we do know for a fact that a lot of trailer scenes that were in the trailers actually are missing from the product.
Okay. So in this version, he calls the monster Prometheus.
Again, when it comes to that bit between the two of them, I'll just once again resort to one of my favorite Futurama quotes. You can't just have your characters announce how they feel. That makes me feel angry.
Anyway, Tio, are there any other versions where he calls the monster Prometheus?
I don't know. Maybe it's a code name of the project itself.
It's a bit odd to get.
Oh, no. But, no. Apparently in this version, he's calling the monster Prometheus.
Hopefully he'll say it in a couple moments.
There's no...
Odd to get.
Okay, I'll say this.
Oh, please don't tell me that it's Finnegan who steals that kind of line.
The way it's going, it sounds like that might be the case.
Come on. They cannot.
They could also have him do the other. Okay. We all know that he's alive is alive thing, but there are other iconic lines doing that bit. Like, for example, by the power invested in me, I command you to live.
Oh snap! Here we go.
They could also do those.
And now the music is starting to become like Castlevania
Look,
versus
Igor,
Shadow.
just take this as your chance to leave, go be with Lorelai, and just live your life away from him.
He's incredibly handsy.
Oh my
Also-
god! Oh my god! James McAvoy was literally just spit on
Yeah, I was about to
on
mention.
the corpse right there. Like seriously, his spit. Literally, you could literally see his spit going for his.
It's
Also, that's the shot from the start of the movie.
Yeah, that means this movie started in medias res.
Yeah. Man, Dwebs, just how much is James into this? I mean, to the point that,
Like I said,
He's more into this than I am.
James is definitely incredibly hammy for this.
oh no, I love James McAvoy. That's not even in question. It's just that geesh.
Oh, please. Really?
You already did this at
We're
the
just gonna have
start.
a narration over it.
Really?
Yeah, you did this earlier.
You know, it's funny. Normally, I'm the one who complains about media's rest, but now you guys
Also,
are handling
not
that
just
for
that,
me.
Not just that, the whole, you think you...
Hey!
Yeah, the live one. Okay.
Holy cow!
Well, not so much me, Jova. I personally don't mind in medias res at all. So.
Me neither. I was more concerned about the fact that, again, it's kind of like with a lot of medias that are, different adaptations are like, oh, you think you know this story, but here's one.
Yeah, it actually failed.
Wait.
Because in the original, it also takes a while.
Yeah,
Oh.
there we go.
Oh, snap.
Wakey, wakey.
There it is.
Wait, come on, say it.
I'm not say it.
Before
my
Snooty
God, the
McSnoot does.
Come on, James, say it.
The music, the whimsical music.
Oh, Victor.
We waited 2 hours for this. Come on.
What? What's happening?
Overloading.
Oh, snap.
It's overloading.
Explosions!
No, it was alive.
But no, it's not. Well, he didn't get to say the line. Well, shit.
Oh no,
Oh.
Mark Gatiss. It killed Mark Gatiss.
It was alive.
I was not expecting...
It was alive. It was alive.
You know, I have to admit, I was not expecting this many explosions in a Frankenstein movie, but...
No.
Yeah.
Bro.
Michael Bay just walked into the room and
This just feels
Oh
like
my
okay.
god, the Inspector, you're not part of the movie.
Yeah,
Please
that's actually
kindly
another thing.
exit stage right.
wait, why is he here?
To
That's
stop
another issue I
this,
have with this
Roy.
movie. That's such another issue I have with this movie. They took what was a very sci-fi-ish, but at the same time still very grounded and simple, down-to-earth story, and just made it a bit too over the top more over the top than it needed to be honest.
But look at that. Finnegan, I guess, got his comeuppance
No,
by
you
dying.
won't get ahead the way.
Oh, let me get
From-
this straight. We had for
From
this entire
hell's start,
thing.
I stabbed thee. For
We went
his
for-
sake, I speed my last breath in thee.
We went for all this crap, and Victor didn't get to say.
Wait,
is the-
hold
the
on.
amount-
To be fair, we haven't seen him uncover the sheet from the
We're like
creature,
10
so
minutes
maybe.
roughly away from the end.
All right.
Oh my.
This is becoming a contest as to can overact the most. Wait.
Also, what happened to Victor's X-ray scan vision from the beginning?
Fuck your god, bitch. I'm.
Oh,
God
snap! Where's the creature? Where's Prometheus? Oh.
There he is.
I thought it was going to be like,
Okay, say it. Say
Yep.
it now.
Oh. First thing Are you actually American?
I think Andrew Scott is Scottish.
I know, I was mostly joking.
it looks like clay.
So who's playing the creature?
Let me see.
Probably Robin Atkinson.
Uh,
Andrew Scott is Irish.
Yeah.
Anyway, the one playing Prometheus is apparently two people, Spencer Wilding and Guillaume Deliane.
Okay.
Okay.
Teddy needs a hug.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I totally didn't do this because I feel, yeah.
It's all about family issues.
He's not saying the line.
The best kind of retcon.
Yeah, she was the point. Like, he's not. I don't know. It's just like, come on, it's Victor Frankenstein.
I am real. I'll
It doesn't have to be about family.
I'll be surprised if he doesn't ever say the
no.
line.
What?
This is
What's
just.
wrong?
I was wondering if he was going to say the line or not.
Is he having like a Dr. Tenma moment where it's all like, he's alive, but he's strange. He's not how I imagined it.
Yeah, this isn't going to help my my trauma at all, is it?
Nope.
Kind of a late time to realize that, buddy.
Yeah, you're just now realizing this. Everybody around you has been warning you about this. Oh, there you go. There's the live thing.
I don't think Bill.
Quick! Let's bring in the knights from the order.
Oh! Well, I guess that's it for him.
That kind of
I completely missed that. What the fuck happened?
Basically, Prometheus knocked him into the electrical harness, which
wasn't
shocked
just a case of he did with the Disney death. He falls from the high place, and everything. No, he gets knocked into the equipment and it fucking explodes into lighting.
No.
Okay.
I think Mark it electrocuted him to death because we still see his body hanging from there. But yeah.
So. Intensive day.
Nice time to apologize now that you realize you're wrong, asshole.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I don't buy this at all. Like, seriously, I don't know. Like, he's gone way too over the top, cartoonishly, toxic for me to now suddenly feel sympathetic towards this.
The only character I actually feel sorry for in any of this is Eagle. Like, seriously.
Which really just make me wonder. Did they just think, hey, we got Daniel Radcliffe, so let's secretly make... What?
Seriously? The climax is about Frankenstein and Igor having to kill the creature?
I guess so.
Again, in the original series of books/movies, the monster, well, Frankenstein, is in the sympathetic figure, and he gets his own life. Like again, remember one of the big reasons why Stan Lee made the Incredible Hulk was because he was very adamant that he didn't see the monster as the bad guy. He saw him as the good guy. He's just that other people were constantly, chasing him with pitchforks. Yeah.
I mean, that was kind of the point.
Yeah, but in here they just make the monster this random, like, mindless creature that they have to take down.
To be fair, that was kind of a thing in the Boris Karloff version. Like, I feel like, okay, look, this movie has problems. I feel like the monster being a mindless, murderous creature is probably the lesser of its problems.
To me, it's more the fact that, again, it's Victor and Igor who have to take him down, where basically most versions... Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me?
Oh my god. Okay, I'm wondering, Tio, were they trying to make this like a superhero flick with all these action scenes?
Yeah, basically. Actually, no, Joe. Like in the Boris Karloff one, they also portrayed him in the same way as in the book. Remember, it was that movie with Boris Karloff that made Stan Lee want to make the Hulk.
I was gonna say, like, this creature looks like he walked right out of a superhero movie.
Yes.
You can cut. Ow. BVS Batman v Superman was in 2016, right? Instead.
Yes.
Because this kind of reminds me of the head with Doomsday.
They stabbed
Can you
him.
at least scream, "It's dead"?
Oh
Yeah.
my god, there's his X-ray vision to you!
What?
Remember, that was a thing in the beginning.
Okay, to be fair, that was more so to
Oh
show...
my god, Jova.
Yes?
It's that moment in DBZ Bridge where Light Yagami tries to kill Cell, but he realizes we just stop one of his arms.
Yep. Oh!
Right in the school jewels. Oh my god, okay. Okay, no.
Don't you see, guys? Frankenstein's literally getting beaten down by his own ambitions' results. Can you
With
feel
this
the pathos?
This overly dramatic
No.
music.
What is happening? What has this movie become?
Okay, now I think we got both of his hearts.
Did I get the other one?
Did they put a third one just in case? I didn't even knew.
Go in peace.
I killed my
Also-
brother twice.
The character
he-
got
is
impaled
he
the
not
same
I
like-
guess
way.
we are supposed to
No.
feel... Wait, based off of the music, I guess we are supposed to feel sad for the
Also,
creature.
the creature got impaled the same way Deadpool did
Yeah.
in the asylum scene.
Yeah, no, sorry, movie. Like, we barely had, this creature was barely into the movie. I'm not gonna feel sorry for it being dead.
What the fuck is this?
A crazy,
Yeah, this
insane
mo-
picture.
Yeah, this movie is fucking nuts.
I feel like we were more supposed to feel sorry for
I mean,
Frankenstein
okay,
rather than the creature.
I will give it.
in that
I will
movie.
give it that. It is interesting. It is an interesting
It's-
watch because the movie's so completely over the top insane
Yeah.
that it does make for an interesting watch. I will give it that. But damn, this movie is fucking lunatic.
It really is.
Well, that's why it's actually been pretty fun to talk about. So.
Yeah,
sure.
honestly, if I can give this movie something, it is fun to watch. It's not good per se, but it is definitely a fun watch.
Well,
Well, all's well that ends well, and Igor, I guess you,
What exactly have you been doing?
I was
she
captured, but
stood
now
there
I'm
being
free.
supportive.
Oh, you were captured off screen and freed off screen.
Well, okay,
Damn.
technically we did
We saw
see-
her captured on screen, but
Yeah,
not
yeah.
freed.
Yeah, we did
Oh,
see her
right,
captured, but yeah. I guess Turpin being dead freed her, like in a video game.
Yeah, that reminds me. Can't wait for the Kingdom Hearts War based on this.
Oh my god, that's gonna be possible.
I think the creature, this particular version of creature could go be an interesting boss fight, I guess.
But now
Sora
Frankenstein...
goes to England.
Oh, and not only Victor is still alive, but he just decides to fuck
Aw,
all his
but
life in
see-
the mountains.
Now he basically gives Igor his blessings to be free,
and
be his
puts
own
him in the
person.
friend zone.
Well, okay, to be fair, Igor was more into Lorelei, so if anything, Frankenstein put himself in the friend zone.
He read the room.
Good
Also,
for
he
him.
believes that the thing that they got wrong is that they did not use a brain.
But see, in this case, Igor will forever be his best creation.
And that's it.
You're not my friend. Fuck you.
I get
That's
the
it.
suspicion there's not a post-credit scene, so Victor will not be invited to the Fan Force Stick initiative.
So, I can't tell if they were planning for a sequel or not with that ending.
It feels almost like it.
But, like,
it
where
ends
would they
so
have-
abruptly.
Except, though, where would they have gone? Because Victor apparently realizes that he doesn't need to create life, so what kind of
to
sequel
mention,
would they have done?
You already did the whole beats, well, not all of them, sadly, not quoting the lines. You already did the beats and the iconic iconography of the original story, so what the fuck would you do then in a sequel?
Bride, I guess, where for some reason he decides maybe a
Again,
feminine version would work. I really
is-
don't know what
This
this
is
movie.
yet another example on how fucking bizarre the things that Fox was greenlighting around this time,
I
which
know,
ultimately lead to their own demise.
And oh my god, this was in 2015, alongside Fan 4
And
Stick.
Force Stick, yeah, like I said, just another one of the many things they did.
Well, speaking of four, I think that's how I'd rate this movie. A 4 out of
10?
Actually, I don't know what the maximum would be because
Daniel Radcliffe gets the top building basically. James McAvoy gets fourth building.
I honestly have to wonder if what they did was make basically an Igor movie and decide to title it Frankenstein. Again, because they had Daniel Radcliffe as Igor, so, use him as the breadwinner, because Harry Potter.
Alright. Okay, this isn't a good movie. It has no idea what it wants to be. The tone is all over the place. The main character, Bob, the title character, is a dickhead, along with almost everybody else except Igor. And again, I won't let my thoughts on the actual writer himself cloud my opinion of the movie. And as for other problems this movie has, the score isn't really all that memorable, or that well fitting either, for that matter. And really, it just doesn't really add up at the end. That being said, it is still somewhat entertaining of how over the top the actors get, especially James McAvoy, and how it actually feels really earnest, like it's honestly trying. But again, it just doesn't come together at the end. So this is definitely the most entertaining film I've seen of this Halloween series so far. And well, again, yeah, the film doesn't deserve a sequel, but well, I can't imagine how would that have gone. Would it just been like, here's the adventures of Frankenstein being a lone spirit walking through Scotland. I think it's Scotland anyway.
I wonder if they were going to maybe do a take where he discovers immortality and becomes immortal, like that weird... God, what's that Adult Swim Frankenstein show that essentially has him being immortal? Frankenhole, Frankenhole, that's the one I'm thinking of.
But yeah, it was technically bad, but it was still somewhat entertaining at the very least. That's it.
All right then. Shirai?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, this isn't really good, but I had fun watching it. It was interesting to talk about because, yeah, it's completely ridiculous. I don't like most of the cast. But again, the only one I actually feel bad for is Igor.
And to his credit, he got the girl, he got a happy ending. So there's that.
Yeah, the one who actually deserved it. So, you know.
Most of everyone else dies or just goes off into exile.
Yeah. The movie at least looks good and the acting is good, but it's just not a good movie. The score is decent, and yeah, I can't really sympathize with the relationship between our leads because, as was pointed out multiple times, it's incredibly toxic.
As friends or as lovers? Because, Frankenstein...
How the movie actually presents it. I mean, what Pedro was referring to earlier.
Yeah, how about you were asking as a friend or as a lover? How about both?
Yeah, this is a terrible relationship regardless of what kind it is.
But don't you see, guys, in the end...
Yeah.
Don't you see, guys, in the end, Frankenstein learned to let the things he loves go, which is why he let Igor be off with Lorelei.
If they really wanted that character arc to be resonant, they should have made him a bit more likable. I'm not saying you should have made him a saint, but he's way too much of an asshole for us to feel sorry for him at the end. Way too much of an asshole.
Here's my take. The idea was that he starts off relatively fine, but as he becomes more obsessed, he starts to become bad. I think the problem is that at some point, they went a little too far. And we're getting
simply.
Go on.
No, no, you finish it.
Okay. They went a little too far and got too wrapped up in it to the point where, yeah, his redemption would have taken a lot, and given how little time they did it in, yeah, results weren't the best. Back to you, Shiroi.
To put it simply, toxic relationships, platonic or otherwise, can work in media if the writing supports it. The writing here does not support it, so it's just crap.
Mhm.
Also, Frankenstein is weirdly handsy. Like, I know he's been alone for a long time, but damn. What else?
The music.
I already mentioned the music. I'm not sure what the creature was originally supposed to look like, but again, it looks like it walked out of a completely different movie and just ended up on set here.
Going off of the concepts for it, it might have turned out to be a frickin' tyrant from Resident Evil, like Tio said.
Yeah, it didn't really look much like the traditional design. Like, it just looked like a generic monster.
It looks like it looked like Mr. X without his trench coat.
Huh. Oh my god, you're right. That with some
again,
stitches.
And again, Shiroi, he didn't say it.
That was such a tease. Like, I don't know if they were trying to be clever or something, but like, they had...
You all know the story. Now you're not getting what you want. You wasted 2 hours.
Or what? Is this one of those things that goes clever? You see, oh, you think you knew the story, but no, here's how the story really went.
Off your true story.
God.
Oh my god.
Anyway, that's it from me for this. Again, enjoyable to watch with people and talk about, but like, as a movie, technically, it's just not good.
Pretty much so. Pedro.
What the fuck did I just watch?
Exactly.
Like, the tone is all over the place. I can't grasp exactly what this. By the time we get to the climax, it's just a mess because the only character that has any kind of sympathy is, of course, Igor. But that was already true, applied even in the original material. But the thing is, okay, here's the thing. In the original material, Victor is, of course, an incredibly insane mad scientist who, of course, wants to create life from the non-living and all that shit. And of course, like I said, he treats we'll call him Frankenstein. He treats his monster like crap and everything. In here, there's that, but he also treats Igor like complete crap. Well, again, to be fair, he also does that in the original book, to be fair. But here's the thing. In here, it's their problem because they actually genuinely ask us to be invested in their quote-unquote friendship / possible gay love. Like, and it's just like, no. Because, like, okay, again, like Shiroi said, if this was a toxic relationship that the movie acknowledged, that is properly, that is properly demonstrated here, that would be fine. But it's not. You can tell you're supposed to. They want you to be genuinely invested and think this is a good thing, even though it isn't. That's the problem. Yeah. What else? Yeah, the performances are great. I'll give it that. Problem is, it just doesn't work in general because the writing doesn't know what the fuck this wants to be. It's like I said, the climax completely falls flat on its ass. Like the attempt at making us feel sorry for Victor. Yeah, no. The attempt at making us feel sorry for the fact that the monster gets killed there. Like, no. Like this, unlike with the original material, you didn't bother turning this monster into a natural character.
I wonder if Shiroi's right and we're actually supposed to feel sorry more so for the doctor in that scene.
I guess. But again, that fails too.
It's more of a shrug than anything.
So
yeah.
regardless of who we're supposed to feel sorry for in that bit, it fails either way. So...
But Pedro, it was a life.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was a life, and it took. And whatever. The point is, Yeah, this movie completely misunderstands the source material. And yeah, no, it's not really surprising to me that fans of the book didn't, for the most part, didn't care for this movie. Yeah, I can see why. Again, this movie just doesn't seem particularly interested in capturing the spirit of the source material. It just feels like it just goes on its own merry little way, and it just goes. And by the time we get to the third act, this movie goes completely insane, and it just stops pretending. The movie literally completely drops its pants and just makes a complete mess of everything. Like, it really is. Ugh. That being said, yeah, it is quite the interesting disaster. I will agree with that.
Yes. All right then, Tio.
Sure. This is such a bizarre take on the tale. It has very interesting things, about it, but at the same time, some of those the interesting things, plus a couple of others, retreading part of the original, do damage the product, as mentioned. The idea of trying to make Igor and Victor much closer, potentially implied even lovers, potentially in their escapades, almost in a Belle Epoque kind of way, a bit similar to the climate that was portrayed in Moulin Rouge about the Renaissance period in Paris, where excessive joyous thoughts, and stimulation of art would lead to literal follies. But because we need to maintain also the idea that Victor is, stricken by madness about his own experiments, this theme clashes and he creates the abusive relationship. The problem is that also that around the halfway point, Igor becomes more of a spectator than anything. Which it should be the point because Victor is supposed to be the protagonist. But again, the movie almost frames it like, it's Igor's movie more than anything. That is not to say also about Igor's love interest, which I had to say that is more kind of like just a trophy in this movie more than anything.
I mean,
Like,
to
they
be
managed
fair,
to
she
they managed
did
to save her
help.
life at the beginning and anything that is cool, actually showcasing about the skills of the doctor and everything. They meet again casually, sure, they develop a relationship and anything, but what exactly, is her personality or, her bigger scheme of things? Like, it's not even to me. It's not think it's comparable to the other main characters. And towards the end, she even becomes a damsel in distress off screen, and she rescues herself off screen, making it even beyond pointless and using a Atari cliche. Again, it just feels there because they wanted to give Igor a love interest and potentially don't have the poor people who would be scared by having a potential gay relationship screen be like, oh no, there's not a straight in this person in this movie.
I do think, like, the idea with her is like, well, whereas Frankenstein is kind of the devil on one of Igor's shoulders, she's like the angel on the other. And, like, she has had bouts where she has comforted Igor, helping him get used to the fact that he is truly on the inside beautiful now, just as much as he is on the outside now. And even when he does insist on going to help Frankenstein, she comes along and does help him get to that. It's not much, but I'd say she does enough so that she doesn't just feel like an object to be won, which, again, to be fair, that's not saying much given how insane this movie is.
I also would agree with you on that, Joa. But again, there's the fact that their screen time is so minimal in this movie, which again, I do wonder if it was a result of up with the length.
That may be it. Like, I honestly am curious to hear about this original draft that you may have uncovered, and
well, it's just a quote on TV tropes about it. It doesn't really, mentions that much, to be honest. It's only up to speculation, and I don't think Disney is in much of a rush of taking the original negatives and producing a director's cut. But we have to talk about the rest that doesn't work. The score is so inappropriate most of the time. It's so embarrassing that a lot of the moments are supposed to be tense or horrifying, instead are treated with complete other whimsiness or potential comedy. It's just all over the place. There are good moments in the score taking a vacuum, good music, but they're putting the movie in this chaotic way that just doesn't make it work. I'm sorry. The acting is fine for the most part. James McAvoy sells the role. Kind of wish they allowed him to say the iconic quotes. It just leaves you desiring for him to say them. But again, his character tries to be too much like Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes, an interpretation of the character that I was already not liking to begin with. So seeing that apply to another, literature figure just doesn't really help me. God, and at the end, the movie just straight up basically becomes BBS, where it becomes this paradoxical thing where Victor teams up with Igor in order to actually kill the creature. Like, this is again, I said it because of the probably relationship, but I think the concept of this being more authentic than anything really applies. Like, just because no one explored this kind of possibility, the idea Victor wanted to take down his own creation on the spot, doesn't mean that you really should do it.
I feel like there is
ask yourself if there is a reason why it hasn't been done before.
I feel that what they were trying to do was, like I mentioned before, give Victor an arc where he does eventually realize, yeah, this creation is not what he was setting out to do, and he realizes how perverted it's gotten, and this has to put an end to it. I don't think that...
The thing is that, Jova, again, it's all not helped by the fact that all of this happens in the last 15 to 20 minutes. The entire climax, the original concept of the entire focus on the main story, if anything, what the story kind of starts, if I recall in the original, is just tucked at the tail end of the movie, and it's incredibly rushed. Again, wonder if it was supposed to be longer, but Fox got things, we don't know. And then there's the thing that I noticed, this self-inserted, the Gary Stillman inspector, who guesses correctly everything. He's so obsessed with Victor's works, to the point where he being almost comical. Even the characters in universe are telling him to knock it off, and yet he still does it. And at the end, there's no real resolution. He gets killed by the creature in a very over-the-top fashion, and that's it. Like,
that was weird.
The point? That it really feels like a genuine self-insert, like Sherry said.
Except, isn't the point of a self-insert to, not die in such well, I guess I can't call it anticlimactic, because holy cow, the creature literally smacks him so that he's a perfect fit into where the creature originally was, slapped him, and then he's electrocuted to death.
I can understand what they were going for, because it was a thing also in the original. In the original, as far as I remember, one important reason why Victor wants to do that is to reject the notions that you might impose, including the religious one. So having a figure that instead is devoted to religion, want to oppose him, makes sense if you ask me, on a narrative standpoint. But again, he handles so badly. Then again, we have the bizarre, gross-out scenes, like, Victor extracting the access from Igor's, back. It's just why. Apparently, scene was even discussed in talk shows when the actors were invited just to have a laugh. God, it's just a mess of a movie that I could have wanted to like. But there's just too many things that are wrong that I cannot really, condone, to be honest. It's interesting that I got to see it. I will agree on that. But that's kind of where they stop. Like, even Young Frankenstein, a movie that's intentionally supposed to be a comedy from Mel Brooks, feels more respectful of the source material than this thing.
So would you say you prefer the Robert De Niro Frankenstein movie over this?
I haven't seen it. Again, yet another showcase on on Fox's incompetency in greenlighting everything that they had, regardless of quality, from the 2010 onward, which ultimately led again to their demise. What a mess. Sure.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna agree with everyone. This movie is bad, but holy cow, is it a fun kind of bad. Like, okay,
Trust me. I'm adding this to my B movie list to watch with drunk friends. This is ripe for that shit.
like, no, this movie has it all. It has music that changes from scene to scene in a very disorderly fashion. It has totally not gay, but totally gay scenes. Like, holy cow, I don't know who you're trying to fool. It has character arcs that come and go in such haphazard fashions, and it has clumsy action that clearly wants that superhero movie, even though this wasn't even released in superhero months. Well, aka summertime, which is, summer's usually the time for the big blockbusters here and there. And, like I mentioned before, you'd think, at the very least, they could have maybe have released this in October. Capitalize off that horror stuff. Nope. They arguably released it closer to Christmas. Like, wow. Just wow. Where do I even begin with this movie? Well, first and foremost here, I will give the actors credit. Nobody's really underselling it. Like, holy cow, no. They're all overacting, especially James McAvoy, which, to be fair, given the part he is playing, okay, which just makes it all the more of a tease that he never says it's alive. They clearly had a scene for that too. What the heck?
Because we got with what the first experiment, the chimpanzee.
Weird. Okay. I guess the build-up to the creature is nice and all that, and I guess the idea is that this is a movie more so about the man instead of the monster. Again, though, if you were expecting, a typical Frankenstein picture which has a lot of focus on the monster, yeah, you were gonna leave this disappointed. If anything, no, Igor's the one who gets the most one, and again, I'm wondering if originally what they had in mind was a more balanced out script, but then, when they landed Daniel Radcliffe, they thought, hey, let's make this more about Igor, because, again, Daniel Radcliffe. Again, that's just my big theory, because, granted, maybe the idea was always for Igor to have more focus, and that's why they went for Daniel Radcliffe. And mind you, I doubt Daniel Radcliffe would have, personally asked for this stuff. He doesn't seem like the kind of prima donna actor who goes for that stuff. No, I could see this more as the studio kind of pulling a 1992 Disney and trying to capitalize off of that one star. Even though, come on, man, James McAvoy was giving his all. Granted, that's just a theory. Maybe that's not what happened. Back to the movie itself, though. Yeah, like Tio mentioned, the music is weird. It's not bad, but holy cow, the whimsy is on point here. As for Turpin, he is a weird character. He's that character who just knows stuff here and there, and like half the time you think, oh, he's focusing on returning the hunchback to the circus, which, you know what, that's just kind of hilarious, a guy who acts in the big moral standing and everything. Although I guess his focus does end up being more so on stopping Frankenstein's immoral experiments, although, to the police force's credit, he does get in trouble for, breaking onto the property without a warrant. Like, again, that's a big no-no. But man, the way he dies is just... Somehow the creature perfectly knocks him into the cage to be electrocuted. Like, dang, that is somewhat anticlimactic, but also simultaneously over the top. But yeah, no, I think that is the best way to describe this movie, is astronomically over the top and goofy. Unfortunately, it does not have good focus in its story, which is pretty much the big driving force that makes it a bad movie. I feel like, look, keep the overacting, But I feel like what they needed to do was get a better idea of how much likable or not they made Victor Frankenstein in this. Because it really is iffy and odd. Even more so, this is one of the versions where Frankenstein doesn't get killed by his own creation, so I guess the idea is that he'll learn now to just value life as is. Lorelei was fine, though I will agree with you that she could have done more. I don't think she's just an object, though, and she does have a moment where she helps, although it is jarring how she gets captured by Turpin and his men on screen, only to free herself off screen, I guess. Actually, funnily enough, a lot of stuff just works out in the end. Finnegan, the guy who was planning to kill Frankenstein after he did his creation, he ends up getting killed when the accident occurs. Turpin, killed by the creature. Creature, killed in a very over-the-top action scene, which, yeah, again, weirdly enough, this movie is weird. Like, one minute it feels like it's trying to be like Guy Ritchie's Sherlock Holmes. Another minute it feels like it's trying to be traditional horror. And then in other moments it feels like it's trying to be superhero film schlock. Like, what was the focus with this movie, honestly? I have to
There's
wonder.
none. Just like there's no focus on the tone, there's no focus on what the fuck. I have no fucking clue. Like, I really have to wonder what was the pitch. Like, when the original pitch was done, what exactly did make the executives go, brilliant, this is going to make a really successful movie that people are going to totally get into? Like, it's just like...
Again, the Fox clearly not showcasing wisdom in greenlight their projects circa 2010.
This is one thing I do have to say. For people who are mad about Disney supposedly making worse decisions than Fox, yeah, no, Fox were making pretty dumb decisions before the buyouts. Like,
oh no, that's not even...
But yeah, that was Victor Frankenstein. Oh god, what a mess. But I can't deny it was a fun mess that I can definitely see myself checking out again here and there. Well, that's all fine and well. However, Pedro,
Yes, Jova?
how do you feel about visiting Salem?
Sure.
Would you say we could do a little bit of conjuring there? Maybe a bit of pocus and hocus? Or,
Who knows? Maybe.
Maybe. Tune in next time for Hocus Pocus, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.